Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon. Welcome to our Thermomix cooking experience. My name is Daphne Iking, but I'm not alone. I actually have my Thermomix advisor here with me, Iman Daniela, and she'll be assisting me. So on behalf of Thermomix Malaysia, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you for joining us this afternoon to not just test drive the Thermomix, but also to sample some of the very delicious, healthy meals that your Thermomix is going to do for you and your family. All right. So this show is actually being conducted all across the world. So before I actually begin my show, Isabel, can you promise me that if you enjoy my show, you're going to spread this joy of cooking with the Thermomix with your family and friends and come back to learn more about how you can cook up all these nutritious, healthy meals with me, all right? Can you promise me that? How about Joe, you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to do that for me? Alhamdulillah. All right, let's get started. Right, so my life before Thermomix. I actually invested in the Thermomix about 3 years ago during the MCO. I never had to cook. I wasn't a fantastic cook despite the fact that I had many appliances in the kitchen, probably because I was spoiled because my helper was such a fantastic cook and I'm such a busy person, so I left all of the cooking to her. And then the MCO happened. She was out of the country and I was heavily pregnant. We didn't expect the pandemic to last this long. So I was going crazy because, you know, after cesarean, you can't really move that much. It's my fourth kid and I had 3 other children to also look after. So we were ordering out all the time and it was just getting so ridiculously expensive. On top of that, I had to clean and then I had to figure out what sort of meals I have to do because I've got one child who doesn't like this, one child who has allergy to this. It was just driving me nuts. So I took the leap of faith and I decided to invest in the Thermomix and I could never have been more happier. So my life right now is, I'm so obsessed with this smart all-in-one kitchen that I became a Thermomix advisor. All my friends are just so wowed by the fact that I am now a culinary chef and I am conducting my own cooking classes, just like the one that we're having here today at the studio. And this is how it is right now. My kids love the fact that I am cooking more. In fact, they are using the Thermomix just as much as I do. I've got Isidore who's 7, Iman who's 12, as well as Isabel who is 16, and they're very hands-on with the Thermomix. So I'm glad that all of you are here too with your family members, because then you will also be able to get your kids to also be part of your cooking or preparing the meal for the whole family. All right. And most importantly is that the kitchen is clean. You will notice that I'm doing this without any, what do you call it? What do you call the, see, because I use the Thermomix all the time, the one that sucks all the oil when you're using the traditional stove. But you know what I mean, right? That sucks out all the oil. So you won't need that. You can actually travel with your Thermomix and you will, and you're going to have fun with it. And I can assure you that when you get your Thermomix, you and I will be having more and more chats because then we'll be exchanging recipes and more. Okay, so let's get started with the first drink. I want to show you just how fast and easy it is to juice with your Thermomix. All right, so I'm going to get my assistant over here, Iman, to assist me. Okay, and oh, sorry, I'm going to get Isabel to assist me. So what I'm going to show you here is, this is the home screen, right, Belle? And if you swipe to your, well, if you're facing it, it'll be to your left, to my right, you will find that there are different modes there. Can you look for the scale mode? Because your Thermomix has an inbuilt scale. Perfect, okay? So you will see that I have, what do you see here? Rock sugar, and I've also got asam boy. Kalau di Sabah kan kita panggil this drink kicap ping. Okay, so what we're going to do is first I want you to, that's right, wow, you know already, she's very good. Okay, let's just tear it and reset it. Now, because this table is a temporary table, you will see that it will tend to go from -1 to 0. I want you to just pour half of the sugar inside first. You can also put in the asam boy, but I want you to put in about half first. So you will notice, can you just show everyone else? You will see that there is like 47, 48. The accuracy of the Thermomix inbuilt scale is 1 gram. Okay, now just pour everything in. Right, so we're dumping all the lump sugar inside the bowl. I'm going to close it. Now, can you go back? You can just press on the X over there and look for turbo mode. Do you see turbo? It should be somewhere on the top. When you get your Thermomix, I'll also teach you how you can edit your modes so that it'll make it more convenient for what you like, okay? Because I normally use my scale, so hence that is top on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to put this on 2 seconds. Now, what I'm going to be demonstrating here, Isabel, as well as Joe, and the rest of you here, Isidore, as well as Elon, is that the motor, which is German produced, okay, German design, is very, very powerful, okay? Can you imagine all those sports cars, right, that goes really, really fast because they're so powerful and they've got that noise because they go boom, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to be demonstrating on how powerful our frictionless motor is. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn the dial selector, which is the silver button, and we are going to twist it. We're going to just turn it. All right, see how powerful? And then we're going to do that just one more time. Perfect. And we're going to exit using, there's a home button there. There's a home icon there. This is a safety feature. And when I open up the lid of the mixing bowl, you are going to be wow. You're actually going to say wow, okay? So I'm going to remove. Now, what was inside was Asam Boy as well as the rock sugar. See what happened to it. Wow, check it all out, guys. I love this. I love doing it with children because they always think that I'm like this Harry Potter magician, okay? So it has crushed or milled the lump sugar as well as the Asam Boy into fine, fine powder, okay? All right, so now, Iman, we are going to have calamansi from the garden. Okay, this is actually from my garden, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 2 handfuls, roughly about 200 grams of calamansi, and you'll see that it's unpeeled. You can just pour it all in. Okay, and we've got also some chilled water, which I need you to help me and pour it all in also. Wonderful. She's doing it so well. How are you doing? Okay? All right. Okay, so now we're going to put the lid back on the mixing bowl lid, and we're going to go back into turbo mode. Okay, so you need to swipe. Yep, turbo. And we're going to juice it in 2 seconds. Let's see if you can manage. Yeah, perfect. Press on. It's a touch screen also, and you are going to turbo it for 1 time. Done. Can you exit the turbo mode so that we can be safe and it will unlock your locking arms? Now this is the simmering basket, okay, Isabel? And this simmering basket, you'll be cooking most of your delicate ingredients here, and I use it daily to cook my rice, but it also serves as a simmering, it's also like a strainer. It's called a simmering basket, but it also serves like a strainer for your drinks, okay? So, you will see, it smells good, right? It smells good. Okay, so I am going to place the simmering basket inside, and I'm going to give it a little shake. And remember the jug of water that we had earlier on, we're just going to pour it in. And I'm going to give you first dips, as well as you to help me out to serve it to all our other guests here, Isidore, Elon, as well as Joe. Look at that.
Looks so good.
Looks so good. Can you smell it from where you are? We are going to be serving you, okay? And just like that, we have made calamansi asam boy juice or kit typing kalau kau di Sabah. Ni memang sedap ni makan sama kau punya new chap. And I am going to serve it first to Iman. Here you go. Check it out. And myself. And we're going to cheers. Cheers to our first drink together and more Thermomix adventures together. Nice? Good? Okay. I am going to pass some to the rest of our... Can you just pass this over to the other guests here? And I'm going to place this. Now, I want to quickly show you while Isabel passes it around to the other guests that we have over here, that you will notice that the unpeeled lime that we had earlier on, the limau kasturi, you nampak tak? Dia punya skin has been, it doesn't like blitz it until macam hancur is just fast enough. The turbo mode is just fast enough to juice out and extract all the yummy goodness, all right? So I'm just going to quickly give it a rinse. Just enjoy your drinks while I just quickly pop over to the kitchen. So I'm just going to give it a quick clean. All right, so this is how it looks like, guys. There you go. All right. Okay, that is done. I'm just going to bring everything back to the front. So when you get your Thermomix, of course, I will be doing your unboxing and I will teach you how to maintain all the accessories. And one of the things that I will always tell my new customers is to make sure that before you place the mixing bowl onto your unit, always dry the 5 contact points so that you can make sure that your bowl lasts nice and long, okay? All right, so that is fast and easy, and you will notice that there are other drinks that you can make with your Thermomix. There's lemonade, which is a personal favorite of mine, watermelon margarita, or there's a non-alcoholic version if you don't take alcohol. For those who are fans of coffee, you can actually mill your coffee beans, which has been roasted. That's what I do, and you can make your coffee, you can make frap coffee, you can make dalgona coffee, teh tarik, macam-macam lagi. So in this first demonstration, you would notice that I showed you the inbuilt scale, right? And it has the accuracy of 1 gram. The turbo mode, which was able to also serve as a juicer for your drinks, okay? And we also use the simmering basket to strain your juices out, all the goodness, and I hope you all enjoyed that. Okay. All right, so now we are going to move on. Oh, one thing I want to add on is that the great thing about the turbo mode also, or the fact that you have the functions of blending so efficiently with a very powerful frictionless motor, is that you are also able to make your own chicken powder stock or whatever other stocks that you have, and you'll find it really nice and halus. Okay, I make my own rempah ratus, okay, and it's just fabulous thanks to the capacity of the turbo as well as the scales. Okay. All right, so just a little history about the Thermomix. It is a family-owned company, Warburg in Germany, sorry. It's been around since 1883, and the Thermomix was, the first model of the Thermomix was actually created back in 1971. So you can see the evolution of the first Thermomix all the way to where we are today, which is the TM6. It is so smart. They will occasionally, we will get a software update as well as new functions, new modes being introduced. So it gets smarter and better each time, okay? And for a really great sum of 7,488, as low as 7 ringgit, depending on what installment plans that you choose, 0 free interest, yeah, guys? We'll be talking about that later on. You are just gonna be wowed when you invest in your Thermomix, this original all-in-one super kitchen. Okay, so a little bit more about it. Now we saw how powerful the turbo is. Again, it is frictionless, so it doesn't generate heat, and it has all the accessories that comes with it. You see the bowl, you will see that we also have the splash guard, the butterfly whisk, all this that I will be showcasing, not all today, but when I do my unboxing with you, I normally do a little cooking demo also so that you can understand and how to utilize and optimize all the accessories. And this thing that looks like a spaceship, as my kids always say, is the varoma set, where you will be steaming so you can have multi-layering cooking with your Thermomix, which will be demonstrated later part of the show. All right. You've got the spatula, and all this will come with your Thermomix, as well as this basic cookbook. Now, this basic cookbook is not just a recipe cookbook, but it's also very resourceful. Please make time when you get your Thermomix, your happy box, do make time to read, especially the front, as well as the resources at the back, which can be very helpful in your experience cooking and meal prepping with your Thermomix. All right. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to place this over here. Next up, how many of you are bakers here? Does anyone bake? Oh, you bake? Okay, so we're going to get Isabel to help me out again. Hi, Belle. since you bake, so at least we can have a little chat, because I love baking. Even before the Thermomix, even though I don't cook as much, I used to enjoy baking a lot. Sometimes it was trial and error, but I noticed that with the Thermomix, it almost always comes out perfectly. Kalau tak cantik tu bukan kerana salah, tetapi it's just my creativity in molding it, or piping and such. Okay, so today, Isabel, since now you made the wonderful delicious drinks for all of us to consume and indulge in, today we are going to make pizza Bianca. Do you like pizza? All right. Do you know what pizza Bianca is? Have you heard of that before? So unlike that, I'm sure you've had your regular pizza, right? That one is normally, I'm guessing, tomato based. It has but tomato. So this one is white based. It doesn't have any tomatoes inside. Okay. So I'm going to make a little tweak in this particular pizza recipe. What I want you to do is you're just going to go in front. It's fine, and I want you to scroll over to. Yep, wow, what I call the hamburger icon. And just looked at recently cooked, because I've been testing this recipe out. And you will notice that there are a few recipes here, right? That is in the cookie dough. Okay, so the cookie dough, ladies and gentlemen, is actually, think of it like a platform of recipes and books that is all stored in your Thermomix, and it is accessible via any devices, your phone. We've got a cookie dough app now, and it has all these endless recipes. When I first invested in my Thermomix, I remember having about 40,000 recipes. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's close to 100,000 recipes. So it just increases and contributed by Thermomix users and lovers all around the world. Okay, so this is the cookie dough, and you will notice one example is this, the fresh pasta dough. Okay, just press on it. Okay, just resume. You will notice here in this particular recipe with the cookie dough that guides you on how to cook certain recipes, that some of the recipes actually come with a video. Let's press on the video. Oh, okay, let's press on the video. Isn't that great? Because not everyone is an amazing baker like you, Isabel. Like I need a little bit of help. So this will actually give me a vision or some idea on, what are they expecting from me? So certain recipes in your cookie dough also comes with the video, okay? So let's just exit, because right now I want you to help me look for, you can just press on here to cancel the recipe. Yes. Can you go back and look for pizza Bianca for me? Perfect. And it says here, pizza Bianca. When you scroll down, you see all the ingredients, what are the preparations. There's also the nutrition value, as well as the utensils and hints and tips. And this can also be viewed via your devices, your handphone or your website, right? And when you are logging in, and you can save this recipe. So it's as easy as this. Once you have the recipe, you can just press on start cooking. And what does it say? Preheat oven. So I've already preheat the oven at 220 degrees Celsius. Line a baking tray, which I have done. I've got my pizza pan over here with baking paper. And then I'm going to just set it aside, leave it here for a while until we're ready for it. Okay, 2 garlic cloves. Okay, put in 2 garlic cloves. I put 3 because I'm a big fan of garlic. So we're putting in 3 garlic cloves. You can just put 2 garlic cloves. So that's why it's guided cooking, because it guides you. But then after a while, once you, what's the next one? What's the next step? You notice that you want to add in a little bit or a little more. It's really up to you. It just guides you, and you can change it or tweak it along the way. Add in all the leaves. This is rosemary, and it's going to smell so delicious. This is also grown in my garden. And then what's the next step?
Measuring cup.
Okay, the measuring cup is already on your lid. Perfect. Press next. And it says here 4 seconds, turn the speed selector to speed 7. So you will see a fade green line. So turn the dial selector all the way till the speed 7 or until the green line is done. And what it's doing right now, Isabel, is that it's chopping your garlic as well as your rosemary leaves, all right? So you heard the sound, right? So that will basically give you an indication that the next step is ready for you, okay? So that's great. And you can also change the sounds of your Thermomix in your settings. All right, so press next. Scrape it down with your spatula that comes with your Thermomix. Scrape it down. And then I'm going to help you out. We're going to do it one more time. It smells good, doesn't it? Smells so. Okay, I'm going to make sure that you, I know I have that habit of doing it too, but we want to protect the Thermomix. So you can just do it like that. You can place this nicely, and we are going to chop it a little bit more finer now. So press next and do the same thing. 4 seconds on speed 7 as we chop the garlic as well as your rosemary together. Done. Okay, so I'm going to help you out with this. All right, and then I'm going to transfer it to a bowl. There you go. Smells good, right? See? All right, so I'm going to transfer all this into the bowl, and we're going to set it aside because we're going to use this later on. But first we have to create the dough, the pizza dough. Have you ever made pizza?
Yeah.
You have? Oh, okay. What's your favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Okay, today we are going to make something a little bit different. Again, this is the pizza Bianca. Sometimes when you don't have your pepperonis or any toppings, pizza, one thing great about the pizza, right? You can actually add in anything you want. I've seen people actually add on tuna flakes, anchovies, nothing at all, arugula salad. You just like pepperoni. You're a meat lover, huh? Like your dad. Okay, so I'm going to put that all in. And I'm not going to even have to, I don't even have to wash the bowl because then all the goodness of all the garlic as well as the rosemary will be there. I'm going to set this aside. All right, what's the next step?
220 grams of water.
Okay, so we are going to place this back. Okay, we've got some water here. There you go, that should be enough. You can pour it all in. Perfect. And then we are going to go next.
1 teaspoon of brown sugar.
This is the sugar. Now I want you to pour the sugar into the water, okay? Try not to hit the blades so that we can really, for the next step, there's a reason for that. Try and aim towards water. Wonderful, Isabel. Thank you. Okay, and next is? Perfect.
2 teaspoons of dried instant yeast.
Okay, so that should be in. Also pour it into the water area. All the way in. Yep. Okay, just a bit more. When you get your Thermomix, you'll be buying a lot of dry yeast. So when you're not using it, you can just place it in the freezer to make it tahan lama sikit. Insert measuring cup. That is done. And what we're going to be doing next is 2 minutes, 37 degrees on speed 1. Perfect. So you as a baker, I'm sure you know what we're doing here right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what are we doing right now? Can we tell Joe, Isidore, as well as Elon, what is happening right now with the sugar, the yeast, as well as the water? Oh, you forgot the word for it? Okay, it's activating your yeast. So what's happening over here is we are using the perfect temperature of 37 degrees because there's a bit of air condition in this house, right? We're using 37 degrees precise temperature with the Thermomix to activate the yeast with the bit of sugar and just water. Okay, so what other things do you like to bake? I want to see if I can learn from you also when we do our cooking classes together with our Thermomix.
I like to bake donuts.
Okay, nice. Cookies. What sort of cookies?
Chocolate chips.
Chocolate chip. Oh, that's my favorite too. What other stuff have you tried making?
I tried making cake.
Cake?
Croissants.
Croissants. Wow. Okay. So that's the beauty of the Thermomix. Unlike her, I wasn't able to do some of the things that she had. I tried, I attempted, but it always fell flat. And again, it had to do with trying to agar-agar. You're trying to read the recipe and trying to understand it. But now with your Thermomix, you don't have to go all the way to France to be able to make croissants. Okay, how do you pronounce this? I always find it difficult to pronounce. Le pain chocolat. Lepain chocolate. Okay.
It's pain to eat a chocolate.
It's pain to eat a chocolate. No lah. I love eating chocolate. It's never pain. I've in fact made my own chocolate with the Thermomix. There is a particular premium brand over at my favorite mall next door. And I used to buy them, and it was just this small, I'll just tell you guys, it's Royce, okay, Nama, okay, it's a small one, and I would eat them so slowly because they were just so expensive. But here on the Thermomix, they actually have one that showcases how you can replicate the same recipe, and it tastes so good. All right, next. Okay, so we are gonna add in. So you notice that there's nothing so fancy here, okay, but can you feel the bowl? So you can see that it's warm, right? Because if it's too hot, if you're using boiling hot water, then it will kill the yeast. But if it's too cold, then it won't activate the yeast. So she felt the bowl is nice and warm. So that indicates just the perfect temperature just to activate yeast. And it's asking us to, I actually got this flour from a food hotel conference yesterday, about 400 grams of pizza flour, or you can just use baker's flour or bread flour, okay? Wonderful. Okay, next up.
30 grams of olive oil.
30 grams of olive oil. We've got some olive oil over here. So this one, you can just pour it inside. You're doing so well, Belle. Thank you. Thank you so much. But it comes very naturally for you because you are a baker yourself. 30 grams? Is it 30 grams?
Oh, okay.
It's all right. Okay, next.
1 teaspoon of sea salt.
Just add that all in. I've already pre-weighed it. Awesome. Okay. Next.
Insert measuring.
See, I don't have to do anything. Now your Thermomix, as well as my new assistant Isabel's doing everything for us. And we are going, so this is the kneading mode. It looks like a padi actually when I first saw it. You're going to just turn the dial selector all the way, and it's going to knead the whole thing inside for 2 minutes. Now, the traditional way of kneading atau menguli takes a lot of strength. Yeah. Oh, you know, yeah. So how do you do it? So you go like this, like 5 times, and then you pull it back, and then you do it again, right?
Yes.
And normally, if you've experienced making bread, for instance, how long will it normally take for you to knead it with your hands?
At least around
30 minutes, okay? That's the same for me. And then I purchased a cake mixer. Okay, it took me 15 minutes because I was still wondering like, betul ke ni dah cukup ke, dah tak cukup ke? Imagine here with your Thermomix, it just takes you 2 minutes, at least for this particular recipe. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, there is a little bit of a shake because I am just using a temporary table, but no fret, when you have this over on your kitchen counter, it should be fine and steady. However, you can leave your Thermomix doing whatever it needs to do, cooking, sauteing, slow cooking, pre-cleaning and all that jazz. But when you are using your Thermomix to knead, I would recommend you just to be on standby, okay? The recommended flour for your Thermomix is about 500 grams. I have had an experience putting in about 1 kilograms of flour, but I felt that the best results is about 500 grams of flour, which gives it the most perfect texture, and you will see that in just a bit, all right? So about 10 seconds more, while you help me out with that, I'm just gonna prepare this pizza pan, and it's done. There you go. All right.
transfer dough onto a silicone bread mat to flour work surface and divide into halves.
Okay. So what has happened here is you have created, look at that. Yep, your dough in just 2 minutes. Dah siap. Okay. And I am, because my hands are clean, I'm just gonna place it here. okay, because I'm going to let it proof for a while, about 15 minutes or so. And we're going to clean this bowl. I'll also show you guys another mode of the Thermomix which is able to clean for you. Okay. Now sometimes if it gets a little bit sticky because there's too much liquid, that's fine. Just have to be careful when you're removing it from your blades. You can also topple it over. That's what I normally do when I'm making my roti canai or when I'm making my mantau, which is another dish that I love doing during our cooking experiences, one of our exclusive meals that we always highlight. Okay. And I'm actually testing out this new flour. Again, I went for a food hotel conference in KLCC. And during the last day, normally what they do is they let go of a lot of the ingredients for very, very cheap prices instead of bringing them back. All the exhibitors would do that. Okay, and I'm just gonna, and that is why I wanted to pour the oil onto the middle part. So there's a bit of dough here, right? But no fret. What I'm going to do later on is I'm going to do a quick pre-clean. And I am just going to take the dough. You can try a bit here. See how is the texture. Nice, right?
Yeah.
Does it feel like what do you call it? Play-doh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am just going to twist it. You can also use your spatula, but I'm just going to twist it and divide this into 2 bowls of dough, because I'm going to make this pizza into 2 different sorts. And I'm just going to leave it alone, somewhere warm, and I'm going to cover it using my silicone. So that's how it looks like right now. Okay, and I'm going to just leave it aside. And I'm going to probably put it in the kitchen where it's slightly warmer. Thank you so much, Iman, for helping me out. I am going to put in water. Thank you. A big round of applause to, sorry, not Iman, Isabel. Yay. Okay. So I poured in some water inside, and we're going to showcase another mode, which is the pre-clean mode. You can find it over here. Just slide, and it should be on your screen. I'm going to put it over at dough. And while we're waiting for that, let me just quickly go back with what the cookie dough is all about. So you see that the cookie dough has videos. I showcased it earlier on. It has all these wonderful recipes as well as collections or ebooks or books that can be found over your cookie dough, and it can be saved. The great thing about it also is the recent introduction of, if you've got a recipe that you have from your grandfather, your grandmother, your mom, right? And you want to apply it over your Thermomix, but you don't want to keep reading it. You want to make sure that you have it in your Thermomix. You will be able to customize those recipes, and you can save them also. And again, I will teach you that during the unboxing, okay? So when I spoke to you guys earlier about how I'm able to save a little bit more money and less wastage of buying ingredients from the groceries, is because of the fact that you can also, when you save the recipes, you can plan your week on what recipes you want to cook for the whole week. You can also save those ingredients into a shopping list where you can copy it and share it with the person who's going to be doing the groceries for the week. In this case, it'll be me or my husband. And then from there, you will see exactly how much tomatoes, beef, pepperoni, chicken, oil, etc. Exactly what you need so that you don't have any wastage. Because sometimes kita macam nak buat spaghetti bolognese lah, nak buat lasagna lah. Both of them needs minced meat, but you don't know exactly how much. So you agak-agak, right? And then you notice, alamak, terlampau banyak, alamak, terlampau sedikit, right? And you go and purchase some more from the groceries, and that's when you find that there's going to be some wastage, or you have to find other recipes to just use up all your ingredients inside the fridge before it expires. Okay, so all this I'll be teaching you more when you get your Thermomix, and we'll be doing weekly cooking classes together, because I'm always opening my free cooking class here at the studio every single week. Okay, now I'm gonna because it wasn't that dirty, I'm just gonna stop this. All right, and I'm going to just show you how it has sort of cleaned our bowl. All right, so you will see that it has taken out all the, earlier on there was a bit of garlic, a bit of rosemary, and of course the dough and stuff. Okay, and I'm going to just pour it out onto the sink and just give it a final rinse. So nice and clean. Just gonna rinse it out. How many of you like ice cream? Yay, me too. But I don't like too sweet an ice cream because already I feel so bad. How many of you like fruits? You like fruits? What sort of fruits do you like, Isabel?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay, there's actually the watermelon drink that we can do for the next time you come for my cooking show, okay? So,
And mango.
and mango, perfect, because we've got some mango here which I have frozen in advance. So we've got about 500 grams of frozen mango, which I'm just gonna pop into our mixing bowl. And today we are gonna make mango sorbet. Have you ever tried mango sorbet? I know this is a favorite of your other sister, Daniela. She loves mango, right? She couldn't make it today?
No.
Okay. But she says she'll be joining, right? Every time there's a food, she'll try and join us.
Yes.
Okay, so you can do this. And in fact, it's not just mango. You can, I do it with bananas, dragon fruit. Sana kampung saya banyak sangat saya punya fruits yang di kampung, including passion fruit. I like to actually, let me just quickly pop over because what I like doing with this is I like to add in a bit of lime. Do you like your mango sorbet to be a bit zesty, or you want it to be sweet, Isabel? Or Joe, what do you like?
I like you.
You love me? Okay. All right, and I'm just gonna squeeze a bit of lemon. This recipe doesn't require you to have lemon or lime, but I personally like that zestiness of it. Okay. And what I'm gonna do now is, so you can see earlier on it was just frozen cubed mango, right? I am gonna go back to my good friend Turbo. Where's Turbo? Turbo here, and I'm gonna blitz it twice. Isabel's like covering her ears. Okay? And this is just to crush it a little bit. I'm gonna do that one more time. And next, I'm going to showcase the next mode, which is the blend mode or blending mode, okay? So I'm going to get out and we have a blender here. All right, so it also comes with a blender. 30 seconds should be okay, and all the way to 8. Okay, wait, before that, I want to quickly show all of you how it looks like after we saw the cubed mangoes. I've just crushed it for a bit. Okay, can you see it, Joe? There you go. Yeah. And I am going to scrape it down. Maybe I'll give it just one more because the actual recipe requires about 300 grams. But I actually added in 500. So I'm just gonna go for one more turbo before we blend it all together. Okay, just one more time because it's a larger amount. Just to mix it a little bit, let's get out from there and we go back to blend mode. 30 seconds should be enough and we're gonna go for speed 8. So what I'm doing right now is I am making ice cream or sorbet. Just gonna check. Ten seconds. Let's just quickly check on it to see. And of course, this is just 30 seconds, but look at this. See, and you can see that you want to just touch the bowl, it's nice and chill, yes. And again, if you want it to be more smoother, then you can just blend it a little bit longer. And I'm going to serve the both of you since Isidore and Elon have gone out to play. Okay, so there you have it. I wonder if Daniela isn't that great? Okay, here you go, Iman. Cheers again. Oh, sorry, Isabel. And we are going to... So here you go, Joe. Try out the mango sorbet with a bit of zest inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this out so that other people can have. Is it good? Alhamdulillah. So I'm going to scrape it out. I had a baby. What I'll do is I'll put it here. I had a baby Thermomix, but I don't know where it is now. It's too big. This is too small. How is it? Nice? Good? What other fruits would you like to try when you get your Thermomix?
Watermelon.
Watermelon? I've never actually tried that. That's a good challenge for me. I wish you'd try it out. You can just pop this in your freezer. Normally this doesn't quite last as long in the freezer because all my kids will just whack on it. So you can see, and again, if you want it to be more smoother or a little bit more coarser in texture, by all means, play around with your Thermomix and find the most ideal texture for you. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour that all in. Tak payah dah, tak payah pergi teli dah.
This is the best gelato in the world.
It is. Just the other day, my girlfriend, who is afraid of taking dairies because she was having really bad food poisoning, she hardly eats gelato, but she was so jealous seeing all of us. And there you have it. So again, I'm going to quickly pop over to the kitchen to rinse this while you enjoy your mango sorbet. Just use the brush to help me out because it's not oily or whatsoever. Oh. And you can just use this brush here to clean it. And for the next recipe, I want to make sure that my bowl is dry because we're going to showcase perfect temperature, which also involves a bit of high heat. So I'm going to make sure that it's dry. So ideally, eventually, you will notice that you will need a second bowl, but having your bowl, your only bowl, when you get your Thermomix is quite good. It's quite sufficient, to be quite honest. Very quickly, I'm just going to give this a quick blitz. This is something that I do just to make sure that the water from the blade is, it just removes all the waters from the blade, and I'll just give the bowl another quick clean. Drying it, sorry. Okay. See, there's still a bit of wetness, and that's why I wanted to just give it a quick spin, just so that I can make sure that the bowl is nice and dry for our next recipe. Okay. Right, let's go on with this. So you will notice that you had your mango sorbet. It's preservative free. There's no coloring. The yellow is only from the mango. I added a bit of lime. If, for instance, someone has asked me if your mango is not as sweet, you can put in maple syrup or sugar. You can mill that first, or you can pop in the maple syrup. Again, you do you, okay? So that's some of the things that you can do. And you can make your own almond butter, peanut butter, all this with the convenience of your Thermomix, okay? So earlier on, I had showed you that we had the scale. The Thermomix is an inbuilt scale. It's a juicer. It's a bread maker because we're making pizza, right? Which should be ready soon. It's a cake mixer. It's able to knead and your dough. Ice cream maker. It's also a cookbook with the cookie dough. It's also your rice cooker, steamer, as well as so many, many more. We're going to be demonstrating how it can be a rice cooker and steamer in just a bit. So this Thermomix is just what you need. It truly is an all-in-one kitchen appliance that is very, very smart, and you just need that on your kitchen counter. So it saves a lot of kitchen counter space, okay? I've actually given away or sold off most of my appliances that I barely use, all right? Next, what I'm going to be showcasing is the perfect temperature. But before that, I'm just going to quickly check on the pizza. Just going to check on it and bring it over. Okay, so it's about 15 minutes. And I'm just going to see if it has proved. It has beautifully. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take just one. Okay, I'm going to keep this here because I'm only going to use, you can actually divide it into half, or if you've got a bigger baking pan, then you can just, oh dear, then you can just put the whole dough together. But I like mine to be in a smaller size. All right. Just use my hands to spread the pizza dough flat like this. You can make it rectangular. The recipe over cookie dough actually showcases it in a rectangular mode, and if you've got a bigger pan, then you can put it side by side. But my kids ni macam, they like to see familiar stuff. Okay, so they like their pizza round. Okay, even though this is going to be a slightly different. And what I'm going to add on is remember the rosemary and garlic that we had earlier on. Oh, where's my spatula? I'm going to add in the rosemary and garlic. I'm just going to spread it here. And this should be enough. I'm going to divide it into half. Just spread it around. Now, pizza Bianca essentially means white pizza. So this can be enough. Okay. I'm going to add in some olive oil. But
Not butter.
you can if you want. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I know how my kids are, drizzle some olive oil first. Okay. Just drizzle that all in. Also to coat it, because we're going to pop this in my oven, which has been preheated. And because I know how my kids are, I'm going to add in some mozzarella again that I got from my amazing sale that happened. I'm going to just do half, just so that we can taste the original pizza Bianca as per recipe. And then half of it is with mozzarella or whatever cheese you want. Or you can put bechamel sauce. Some people put arugula salad mixed with a bit of lime and salt. Okay, so that should be just nice. I'm going to make it half. So that's how it looks like. All right, now it is 6 o'clock. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to pop this back, and I'm going to, it should be about 10 minutes or so. Right, so the great thing about your Thermomix is that it also has a timer. The pizza Bianca, if I recall well, it's about 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, so your timer is actually here. You've got a timer here, and it's okay, Iman, I'm going to put the timer here, but we're going to just check on it after 10 minutes, okay? So I'm going to just place safe and place 10 minutes first, and then we can just go out. And we're going to continue with our next recipe, which is our French beans, okay? And the reason for this is to show you how precise temperature will help you in your cooking with your Thermomix. Here I have unpeeled garlic, carrots and French beans, and I'm also going to add in some olive oil. So first, I'm going to add in the unpeeled garlic, pop it into your Thermomix. And yes, some people are going like, what? I'm not going to eat garlic. No worries, no fret. I'm just going to get out of this for a while. Cancel the recipe, yes. You can do that, okay? You can intermittent, you can change from using the cookie dough to manual cooking. In 5 seconds, on reverse, so you just press on the reverse button, 5. We are going to chop as well as unpeel your garlic. Just like that. So you can hear the chimes, right? And it's ready. Just press on it. And what happens here is you can see that the garlic has been peeled, and I'm just going to use a thong, or you can just use a thong or a chopsticks to carefully remove the skin out, and it's already been chopped at the same time. Okay, and then I am going to scrape it down. And once you get used to this, you can change the recipe from broccoli, or you can also use, and then I'm going to pour in some oil. All right, just a bit, about 10 grams or so, because I added more French beans. And we're going to saute this for 3 minutes. 3 minutes, saute it, menumis dia ya, 3 minit, 120 degrees Celsius. And we are going to go on. We can disable it, speed 1. All right. So what cooking oil do you normally use, Iman, at home? Isabel, at home? Yeah. Do you remember? Vegetable oil? Okay. How about you, Joe?
Naman choy chewit oil.
What sort of, okay, so I'm guessing it's not. I know that some families, they actually cook using high temperature or high temperature sensitive oils like olive oil, almond oil, peanut oil, right? So the thing about cooking with these oils is if you cook it using the stove, sometimes there is the tendency of overheating. Okay, and when it overheats, what happens is if you see the hood on top of your stove, there's that really dark, ugly, really gross looking oil, right? Those are the fumes, the cooking fumes that has been inhaled from your cooking. So here with the Thermomix, you will see that everything will be cooked inside your mixing bowl very nicely. So all the cooking, there's no cooking fumes that exudes. That's why you can take your Thermomix with you on your travels. In your Airbnb, kalau was-was tu nak gunakan dapur doang, bolehlah guna Thermomix you because it is everything. Like I said, it's your all-in-one smart kitchen, right? And here I am sauteing the garlic at 120 degrees. It will not go up or down. You will notice that now it's 115 showcasing over here, right? Okay, so we're waiting for it to go to 120, which it just did, and it won't go above it. So when you set it at 120 degrees, it will just stay at 120 degrees. No more, no less, all right, until it hits it, okay? In this case also, you will notice that when we menumis our garlic, kalau kita menumis dekat kita punya kuali biasa, it will have the tendency of terbakar sikit-sikit unless you're there. Right? Here, I can just leave. In most cases, because I'm doing this cooking show for all of you, of course, I won't be cleaning up all this, but in natural atmosphere or environment, then when this is happening, I'm cleaning and washing my plates along the way. And in fact, when you see me putting it all into bowls and all these small little containers, that normally doesn't happen. I just weigh and follow the recipe and then go cook along the way. Okay, so it's not as if like when we have lots of plates to wash, unlike a cooking show. But yes, in normal circumstances, this is when I normally clean up a little bit the kitchen, or I do other things if it's a longer cooking time, and that basically is able to give you more time for you to do other things, and it saves you energy because you don't have to be there near your stove. And I'm using white today, you notice, so I don't have to have that fear of oil splattering on my body. Okay, so this is the sauteing of my garlic, and in just 6 minutes it should be done. And I'm going to add in French beans as well as some carrots, okay, into the mixing bowl. So you'll see that our garlic is not burnt, but it has that beautiful aroma, right? As soon as I open, the aroma has been absorbed into the mixing bowl. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to just scrape it down just to make sure that everything is inside. And I am going to add in, there's no worry about our, it smells so good. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add in the French beans as well as the carrots into the bowl. Okay. All right. And just use my cloth to clean it up a bit. And then in about 4 minutes, it should be sufficient. 4 minutes, still on, and this time around I'm going to go on Varoma instead of 120 degrees Manumis. And this time I'm going to go on reverse spoon. Reverse speed spoon. Now for French beans or things that are hardier, vegetables that are hardier like broccoli or cauliflower, the thing about cooking it on the normal traditional stove is, the concern is that dia jadi hitam tau, tak cantik sangat, okay? So when we go to the restaurants, you will notice in the Chinese restaurants, they say, kenapa dong punya sayur-sayuran tu hijau je, cantik je? And I actually asked the chef how it's done. Now what they do is, they actually take the vegetables, like the French beans or the broccoli, the hardier vegetables, and they will blanch it in hot water. Okay, so they'll cook it with blanched water, they'll blanch it. After that, they'll strain it out. And then they will chill it because they don't want it to overcook, right? After that, they will add it back into, they don't want to overcook so that to retain the greenness, the freshness of how it looks like. After that, they will take it out and put it into the stove to give it a nice, to mix it with all the other seasonings or the garlic, etc. And then that's how they are able to season the vegetables and still make it look green. In this case, we are using perfect temperature of 120 degrees to cook it, but without overheating it. Okay, in this case, it was 120 for the garlic. I'm using Varoma, so in this case, it's also steaming in that sense. And this is where it gets interesting, guys. When we talk about perfect temperature, right, we're talking about variants of temperatures that you can play or set on your Thermomix. Earlier on, we saw how we activated a pizza Bianca yeast with 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, dia macam suam-suam kuku, but your version of suam-suam could be different from Isabel's suam-suam kuku, okay? 50 degrees Celsius to melt your chocolate. I love making my chocolate cake. I used to do that without the Thermomix and I would have to double boil. It was just such a messy affair, right? But with the Thermomix, you can just set your temperature at 50 degrees Celsius so that you can melt your chocolate safely. 70 degrees Celsius for making your sauces, making your lemon curd, your béarnaise sauce, macam-macam lagi, okay? Dia tak nak terlampau tinggi, alright? So that's perfect temperature for 70 degrees. 98 degrees is something when you're adding in cream or coconut. You don't want it to reach boiling point. So 98 degrees just cooks it enough, but it doesn't go into boiling point where it's going to cook the milk or the cream, the coconut milk. So that's where we make like your kaya. I know you like kaya, right? We should make kaya on our next one or when I do your unboxing with you, okay? Sauteing 120 degrees, we saw that earlier on with the garlic. Browning, so browning, caramelizing are all under the high temperature because we want to, it goes beyond 120 degrees, okay, 160, 170 in this case. What the Thermomix does is it's also very safe. So you can cook, you can caramelize, you can go on sugar stages, you can brown your meats using the high temperature mode where you'll be using this accessory, which is the splash guard, okay? And you'll be only having access to it over your cookie dough, okay? Just for safety reasons because it goes very high. And finally, later, right after this, just checking on the time, we will also have the Varoma where you can steam and do multi-layer cooking. Okay, I'm going to just add in a little bit of soy sauce just for taste. Okay, just for a bit of taste, just a bit. Because the goodness of, sometimes I don't even add any salt whatsoever. I'm just going to add that in and just maybe for 30 seconds. Cook it for 30 seconds. And it is siap. The siap. Okay, so you know that, you'll see that the greens of the French beans is still there. With the carrot as well as your garlic, and I am going to let you all try this in a bit because it will complement very well the next dish that I'm planning to do, which is the multi-layering cooking. Quickly rinse the bowl for our next and final dish, well, almost. So here I have beras. Okay. Again, make it a habit to wipe your contact points underneath. And this time around, I'm not going to be using the measuring cup. I'm just going to put that in, set aside first. And I have my varoma. I'm going to demonstrate how I'm going to steam. This is the lid, this is the tray, and this is the dish. So what I have here is actually dangui chicken. So it's made out of boneless chicken thigh. I've added in some soy sauce, some sesame oil, sliced garlic, red dates, some mushrooms, some goji berries, and I've just marinated it, set aside. I'm going to put this underneath. Just going to make sure that there's some, you want to make sure that it is able, the steam is able to pass through. Okay, so just in case, I'm just going to add in this, just so that I will allow for the steam to go through. And then on top, oh no, might be a bit tricky. Okay, on top, I have made Isabel a sesame, and I've got this. This comes with your varoma. Certain. When you become an advisor, you can actually get incentives, which include things like this mold. And inside, I've got egg, water, and some salt. And what I'm going to do is you're just going to pour it into the molds. And we're going to have steamed egg on top. Okay, just divide it equally. And maybe I'll add in a bit of soy sauce. Just in between. My other daughter, Daniela, loves this. It's like chawan mushi. Okay, just divide it equally. I'm going to add in a bit of like soy sauce in between. Even though there is a bit of salt inside, but I just like the taste of this. This is a Japanese soy sauce. Okay. Yep. Just finish it all through. You can also use a stainless steel, the oval looking one, whatever fits nicely, but janji dia boleh membenarkan steam to go through, okay? Wonderful, thanks, Isabel. Then I'm going to stack it all up over here, and at the same time mindful of the pizza. Okay, so I am gonna set the time for 20 minutes, varoma, and we're gonna go on speed 4. All right, so while we are doing this, let me just continue. As I mentioned, these are some of the perfect temperatures that you will be able to have access to with your Thermomix, okay? And what I'm demonstrating right now is fast, delicious, easy, and healthy multi-layering cooking, okay? So here I have my steamed egg. We've got our steamed chicken, which is herbal chicken. This is something that I used to take quite a lot when I was going through my confinement. We have rice, and maybe if we have a bit of time, I'll make some soup also along the way, okay? So it has multi-layer cooking as shown right here. This is something that I normally do also. I think some of you who have been to my cooking experience, you saw the mantau, you saw our pumpkin soup or the potato mushroom soup. This is something you can do with 3 layers. You can make your rendang on top, pulut, as well as your eggs or some vegetables on top, as well as your Hainanese chicken rice, or as in this case, we're having our 4-layer cooking at the same time, right? So another great thing about the Thermomix is when you swipe, so you've got your cookie dough recipe or your cookie dough or your recipe screen here, and then you got your home screen, okay? And then when you turn over here, you've got all these different modes, all right? And because the Thermomix TM6 is so smart, they will update the software, but not just the software, but they will also update the different modes. So I'm going to show you, like for instance, the chop mode, okay? This is new. Chop mode is new, grating as well as slicing is new, but that one you will also require the cutter, which I'm going to show you in a bit. All right, so this is, you can see how to chop your apples, your cabbage, your coffee, your beans, dill. You just press on it and it will be able to chop accordingly for you, okay? Now on top of that, we have the fermentation mode. Fermentation mode goes from 37 to 70 degrees Celsius. I've actually used the fermentation mode to make my own cheese, to make my own tempeh, to make my own yogurt, all right? And then we also have our slow cook mode. Ideally, if you use, we have one accessory that you will need to purchase if you do a lot of slow cook and sous vide, which is the blade cover peeler. I don't have it on me right now, but if you are interested in doing a lot more slow cooking as well as sous vide, then just get in touch with me and we'll definitely get you one also to complement your cooking with your Thermomix, okay? So you can do your rib soup, soup kambing dengan dia, macam-macam lah, stew pun boleh, okay? That's a slow cook. We also have the sous vide. You can make your own steaks. I've done it several times with different sorts of meats, from lamb chops to steak to salmon to chicken to even eggs and fruits and vegetables, okay? Rice cooker mode is something that I normally use the simmering basket to cook my daily rice, but then when I'm making my butter rice, nasi Arab, nasi tomato, then I'll be using the rice cooker mode. And again, when you come to our show next week, we'll be showcasing the nasi Arab. Okay, so datanglah next week. Free juga. We'll learn how to use the one pot cooking using the rice cooker mode. We have our pre-clean mode, which I demonstrated earlier on with the dough. And again, after this is done, if I have time, I think I have time to showcase a sweet soup for all of you. After that, I'll also show you how clean you can use it, and I'm going to dump in my used peeled lime just so that it can. Ooh. Okay, so while this is cooking, I'm just going to take a little break from our modes and I'm going to just check on the pizza. I had a little peek. It's not quite ready because it's from 10 to 20 minutes. So I'm just going to give it another maybe 5 more minutes. 4 more minutes. Okay. And I'll just continue with this. So earlier on, I spoke about the pre-clean mode. So we have short, dough, universal. Universal is the mode that you'll be using when you're cooking your curries or sambals. Basically, any ordinary sort of cooking, you'll be using that to clean and wash your bowl very well. I will admit it's about 97% of cleaning, because you still need to probably clean the top and the top of your lid. But after that, you just rinse it and it saves you so much trouble. Dah tak payah dah kau punya sponge jadi kuning dah, jadi macam look so bored looking, okay? Because your Thermomix will also clean for you, okay? Sous vide, try in your cookbook. In your Thermomix TM6, you will see that you will get a 7-day perfection plan, which I don't have right now with me. But take a look at the salmon sous vide. That's something that you can try even though you don't have your blade cover peeler on you, all right? So you can try that out. You can just use your simmering basket. We also have the egg boiler mode. So siapa sini suka kopi tiam telur? I know Joe likes it, Iman loves it. I like mine hard-boiled egg. Okay, so you can try out which sort of rareness or how hard you want your eggs to be when you boil them with your boiler mode, okay? Oh, egg boiler mode. Okay, so these are some of the things that your Thermomix will be able to help you in meal prepping and cooking along the way. Okay, so right now, what I want you to do is, remember earlier on I had passed you guys a questionnaire. So you can just take out your questionnaire and I'm just going to ask you to fill in the last part of the questionnaire, okay? So you can, you grab your pens. What impressed you the most from the Thermomix? What impressed you the most? Is it the technology? You can tick in a few boxes, okay? Technology, definitely right. Faster, easier cooking, multifunction, yeah. Isabel's like, yeah. Easier and healthier cooking, okay? No more burnt stuff, no preservatives, no sugar. You can decide what ingredients you want to put in. Auto cooking, auto washing, that's my personal favorite. Someone like me who's never cooked before or barely cooks or barely goes into the kitchen can cook now. My family can cook too. That's something that I would definitely put in my case, all right? All right, next question is, most importantly, what would be your first dish that you will make with your Thermomix? Isabel, what's the first dish you're going to make when you get your Thermomix?
I'm gonna make pizza.
Pizza. Okay, all right, you're gonna make pizza. Okay.
For Papa, I'm going to get my wife to make it for me.
You're gonna get your wife to make it for you. So you said that. There is question number 5. What is the best for you? Full payment with gift because we've got a cutter, or you want financing? Full payment. Wow. Okay. And of course, because I want you all to come and continue learning inside my free cooking classes, which would be better for you to bring your family and friends to watch also. Weekdays, weekends, daytime, just fill that in so that I'll know how to plan best. And what sort of menu would you like to see? We've got menu A and B, as you can see there. And would you like to know more about our career in Thermomix? Okay. And I'm going to get into that in just a bit. Maybe I sort of overstepped so soon. But you own your Thermomix. It's 7,488. I will show you the payment plans that we have. We've got many different banks who are on board. And again, it's 0 interest, all the way from 6 months to 36 months, depending on which bank or credit card you have on you. Okay? And we can talk about that more. You'll be definitely using... When you get your Thermomix, don't worry, it is a complete package. You get, of course, the whole shebang, the whole Thermomix unit with the accessories, as well as the cookbook and your manual, and as well as a 7-day perfection plan. Okay, I'm just going to quickly pop over to check again on the pizza. Look at that. I think it is just perfect. So half of it is our cheese. Okay, and half of it, and half of it is the just the original pizza Bianca with the rosemary and garlic. I'm just going to place it over here. And I'm just going to let it cool for a while. I can hear my son. And we're just going to let it cool down for a while. And then later on, we're going to serve it to all of you, okay?
I want now.
You want now?
I don't care.
Okay, so let's give it a try. This is the one that I added a bit of cheese. I tweaked half of it. And this is the... It looks good, actually. It does look kind of good. Okay. And then we have the one with a bit of...
I'm never going out of the house because my wife cooks now.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Wait. You can try it.
I'm never going to find another wife ever again.
Ooh, check this out. We've already had a bit in the kitchen earlier on. So we've got 2 versions. One has a bit of mozzarella cheese and the other is just rosemary and garlic. It smells delicious. And I want you to sample it while or maybe I'll place it here, okay? While I continue with the rest of our little presentation. And over here, we've got about another 7 more minutes before it is done. Yeah, try it out. So this is the rosemary and garlic. How is it? Because I know you love your pizza. Yeah? Especially because you're normally used to having pepperoni and tomato base. You know, you spread a bit of tomato sauce on it. It's good? Alhamdulillah. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so Isabel, I pun dah confused. That's why I'm making this show like using different names. Anywho, all right, so it comes in a complete package. When you get your Thermomix, it comes with everything, your whole unit of your Thermomix with the accessories. It comes with your basic cookbook, a 7-day perfection plan, a manual. So make sure you check. Usually the advisor or myself will be able to go through each and every one of the accessories to show that everything's okay. And that's where an advisor, your personal advisor, is there for you to guide you the whole way through, okay? You have 2 years warranty, all right? So that's also their service, and our Thermomix service center is at Samway Damansara, the headquarters there. You have Cookie Do for 6 months trial. Okay, so you give it a try. If you like it, then you can subscribe and continue to subscribe for it annually for 59 USD per year, and it can be shared amongst 4 other devices, okay? And then, of course, we have VIP free cooking classes, as well as online recipe classes from all other Thermomix users from all around the country, as well as all around the world, okay? So the Thermomix is all that you need. You'll be using it from breakfast to lunch to tea to dinner to supper dan sambung lagi, okay? Macam-macam korang boleh buat, as you can see, from smoothies to desserts to the French beans that I've showed earlier on. Ayam golek pun ada, bubur pun ada. Boleh buat juga ketam, then you make your mantau and you make dip macam shallot. Best kan? Best kak? Don't you love it? Right? I totally agree. Everyone's like shaking. You really want it, right? I know you want it. Okay, so this is how your life is going to be, just like me, how I am so obsessed with the Thermomix, and that's why I continue to share the wonderful product with all my family and friends and all of you here who are here with me today. It will bring families together, especially when you cook meals together and eat together. And then it's someone, for me, I'm a very busy working mom. I still have time to be able to cook and meal prep good, nutritious, healthy meals for the family. It cultivates habits, good feeding, good eating habits. Sekali-sekala my anak and I do go out to eat, and then they will start comparing the food that we order from the restaurants, and they say, alamak, ni terlampau masin, ni terlampau manis, lagi sedap you Ami punya, best lagi Thermomix boleh buat, and they will notice this because they're already getting used to healthier meals, which is less sugary, less oily, less salty, etc. Okay? It auto cleans for you. It auto cooks for you, auto stirs for you. You don't have to worry about a messy kitchen because there's no oil spluttering, especially if you're making your sambals and whatnot. And most importantly, this is priceless. You are investing in good health. I have a lot of cancer, heart, kidney patients who have concerns about their health, and they have invested in the Thermomix because they need to meal prep and cook nutritious food for themselves as they recover in their journey of recovering. Okay? So, who else would love the Thermomix? Can I mention dekat korang, please promise me that if you like the show. Did you like my show? Yes. Yes, Joe, did you like my show? Alhamdulillah. Now, would you, like I said, you can promise me that you'll bring your family and friends. And who are some of the family and friends that you can think of who would enjoy the show just as much as you did? Thank you so much, by the way. Chefs, don't think that chefs wouldn't appreciate a show like this, because I know many, many chefs who use the Thermomix, and it also helps them elevate their cooking journey in the kitchen. Many of them use it. I've seen one in PJ who has 7 Thermomixes in his kitchen, okay? Chefs, busy professionals like myself, those with families, those who are elderly, those who have dietary or medical concerns, those who always eat out. This Thermomix is going to definitely be something that you want in your household and more. And even if you think that a birthday or an anniversary or corporate dinner is coming up, you can suggest this to your family and friends also, and also invite them for the next cooking show, okay? Now, in this case, all of you are invited by me, but thank you so much. But I just want to let you know that the promotion that we have right now is that when you purchase the Thermomix, okay, there is also a chance for you to purchase and redeem your host gift. So what you do is you host, I will come in and host a cooking experience just like this to your family and friends, and you will be able to either choose from getting a thermo server 2.2 like this, okay? Or just top up 188 ringgit for the cutter. Unfortunately, I can't open this up. My cutter is being used, but this is the cutter, and what it will do is it will be able to, is an added accessory with your Thermomix that is able to slice and grate your vegetables and fruits so beautifully and so efficiently, okay? So this is worth 638 ringgit, but you can redeem this at 188 ringgit sahaja if you purchase the Thermomix for 7488 today with me, okay? And this is when we normally you will be able to redeem it when you also host a cooking experience like this to your family and your friends, okay? Once upon a time, I sat there looking at, admittedly through Instagram, a cooking experience just like this. And then I purchased it, and I was a happy customer until I fell in love with it, and I knew that right then that I said, I want another Thermomix. I want to join this Thermomix business because I want to be able to get free incentives and all the other perks that comes with being a Thermomix advisor. So if you are keen, any one of you, I think, Joe, maybe it would be good for you to become a Thermomix advisor because you seem to love the cooking, and I know you're a fantastic person who is able to share good news with people. Do
I get my
consider.
wife to buy.
You get your wife to buy. That's a good first start, okay? But yes, you can always, we can have a little chat on the side to talk about how you can become a Thermomix advisor, all right? That's fun too. All right, so thank you again for joining me. I will be collecting your questionnaires in a bit. And now what I want you all to do for me is to quickly scan on this QR code. All right, so I'm just gonna, grab your phone, just scan the QR code, and this will take you to the most happiest place in the world, which is our Club Thermomix. And you'll be able to get your Thermomix via this club. You can choose accordingly, or I can always guide you. My name is Daphne M. Iking. It is 25046 is my ID. You can always WhatsApp me, or you can put, you can start keying it right now. You told me just now that you want full payment, right? So with the full payment using cash transfer, you get additional gifts, all right? So you get the Thermo Server Black, which is slightly bigger than this. Or you can also, if you purchase using with the credit card full payment, you'll also have another free gift along the way. Halfway through, I just realized that the holder, the container that I steamed the chicken in was covering the holes. I thought that it was able to still release the steam. So what I've done is I had changed it. I have moved things around. But Alhamdulillah, all is good. So we've got our rice over here. Ta-da! Our steamed chicken is ready. And I've also got my steamed eggs also ready here. Now a tip is, because this was, it was initially on my Varoma molds, right? I had placed them in the cups. Ideally, you want to cover them with cling wrap so that the water doesn't hit your eggs. But this is totally fine, and we're going to enjoy this. So we're going to eat it, your rice with your chicken and your steamed egg and your French beans with whatever leftover calamansi we have, as well as we have our sesame cream dessert soup for all of you all to enjoy, all right? So thank you once again. Alhamdulillah, yay. So there's always some troubleshooting that we can do along the way, and that's why I, as your Thermomix advisor, will be able to guide you best, okay? All right, let's try out one more surprise, which is the sesame cream dessert. And we've got some of the leftover starch rice. I normally just let it cool down and siram my bunga. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in about, maybe about 50 grams, just a bit of rice. We add on a bit more, okay? And I've got some roasted sesame seeds, black and white. I don't have cashew, but I'm going to try it out with macadamia. Okay, I'm going to pour that all in, as well as some sugar. And then I am going to use again the blend mode for about maybe a minute, depending on your texture. And I'm going to be making you a dessert. Okay, dah siap. And this is the little special extra. It's called the black sesame dessert. You would find this in Chinese dessert shops. You can see the texture. And this is the, macam dia bubur lah, macam tu kan. And it's just using the leftover starch water, a bit of nuts. In this case, I used macadamia because I didn't have any cashew and I just wanted to test it out, with some black sesame, roasted black sesame, as well as white sesame. I'm just going to test it out because normally I use cashew. Sedap. So I'm going to pour this out for all of you guys, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. I'll be getting in touch with some of you because I think you have some concerns with your bank details. Thank you all so much. My name is Daphne Iking. It's been a pleasure hosting your cooking experience, and let's get down and get you your Thermomix.